everyone, and welcome to another Getting Stuff Painted, my bi-weekly give or take update on the various miniatures we've been painting for the various games we cover here on the channel. And unlike last time, we actually do have quite a lot to get through. The battle reports have been a little bit delayed over the last week or so, but it gave me more time to paint. Sadly, I hurt my back, which led to not being able to record any long-term videos, and the battle reports obviously take a while. But it did let me sit down and actually get some painting done. Better now though. But anyway, we have a lot to cover. We have some Star Wars Legion, we have some Marvel Crisis Protocol, including one that we did a painting video on, one little miniature that's hidden behind a lot of hair for the Batman miniature game, some Bloodborne miniature game, and then a whole heap of Aliens Another Glorious Day in the core. In fact, specifically, exactly enough that we can start playing that here, so that's good. So we'll start on our left and work our way right. So we have, this is Cassian Andor from Rogue One for Star Wars Legion. I modelled him in his sniper config, and again everything here has been painted with contrast paint. Based in grey sear, snakebite leather for his pants, ultramarines blue for his jacket, weathered jacket, just the base paint with a wash over the top there for his hands. The wash was Agrax Earthshade, and then one of the Citadel technical paints for the base that makes it look like cracked rock. I can't remember, I think it's Modern Earth. I keep on saying it's Modern Earth, and then I believe that's the volcanic one, which is pure black, so it's not right. It's something like Mordhau Mud or something. Either way, it's one of those texture paints. The lava one is good as well, for the record. And then Cassian came in a box with, I always forget the robot's name, if it's KSO2 or K2OS. K2OS? I'm going to place my bet on that one, which is probably wrong. He doesn't have much contrast work done on him. I forgot. I was going to do him in Lead Belcher Silver, but I decided to test something a little different. And I just used Basilicanum Grey over a dry brush of silver on top of the grey sear base paint. I said that in a weird order. He's based in grey sear, I dry brushed Lead Belcher Silver, and then over that I did Basilicanum Grey contrast just to see how it looked. And I actually am quite happy with how it turned out. Because I didn't want just pure silver, and I didn't want pure black, so I was like, well, how am I going to get the middle ground for that? So I mixed the grey with the dry brushing underneath rather than on top. And I like it. I like how it came out. It came out pretty much how I hoped it would. So he's also using Jin's pistol, and he's holding a, what's he holding? A grenade thing, I've forgotten now. I didn't like Rogue One. I do like the robot though. And then we have Anakin Skywalker, circa the Clone Wars, doing his Force push. I struggled a little bit with how to get the colouring for his robes, I guess. It's not really robes, but Jedi garb. Because it's not quite black, but it's not quite brown. So what I settled for was I did it in Wildwood contrast, the whole thing, all his clothes, his boots, everything. And then just over the Jedi robe parts, I used the Black Templar contrast, kind of lightened slightly to try and let the brown still come through. And unlike my previous experiments with that kind of strategy, I think it kind of worked here to get kind of a mix of the perfect kind of colouring, because he does wear dark colours in this iteration. And I did a little bit of implying the blue glow from his lightsaber here as well. Turned out okay. He is supposed to have a scar, he is modelled with a scar, but there was no way I was able to pick that out, so I didn't bother risking it, because I was quite happy with how the hair and face came out. Gulliman Flesh for flesh tones, and snakebite leather, I think that was, for his hair. Yeah. So next from Crisis Protocol we have two of the four Inhumans from the Wave 1 releases, Medusa and Lockjaw. I did a painting video on Lockjaw, and I haven't changed him at all since that video, and obviously I went over in detail all the colours and washes and whatnot I used in that, so I'm not going to go over it again other than to say he is adorable, he is the best boy, and I am happy with how it turned out. So he's good to go on the table. Still got Crystal to go now, because I've already done Black Bolt, he was in last update. Medusa came out a little bit darker looking than I meant, just in terms of tone, but this is the orange contrast, Gryph-hound orange contrast, the Shyless purple with the dry brushing of Gene Stealer Hide on top, and the Black Templar as well. And just, it's not in focus. This is going to be hard to focus on because of all the hair getting in the way. And just like a little bit of normal red for her lipstick as well. Dry brush of non-oil over the top. Kind of wish I hadn't done that. I feel like it's darkened it too much. A little bit of Agrax in certain areas probably would have been better. I did do a dry brushing of... oh, it's called like Jaceno Orange or something. It's a Citadel paint. Over the top to try and add some more definition to the hair. I don't know if it worked. It might have made it worse, honestly. Oh, and I used grey, Basilicanum grey for the base as well. But either way, she's done. She's a very weighty model because of the hair. So that is Glen plus Black Bolt from the last update. Done. Just got Crystal to go, and then they can finally take to the table and we can see how they do. So one itty bitty miniature I picked up from eBay. This is no metal miniature, so it's got a lot of weight. This is he is literally called Panda Man. He's one of Jared Leto's hired goons. He's equipped with a sniper rifle and a wanton disregard for public safety. He's also dressed as a panda, because that's what the cosplayers do. He actually has a really, really good gun. His panda costume is literally nothing but a detriment. It gives him a role that makes it harder to stand up, I think it is. But that's just a wash over the Grey Seer for the white parts. Black Templar for the black, obviously. His eyes, I used normal paints. So just dollops of blue, dollops of black. Because it is supposed to be like a goofy costume. And a little bit of snakebite leather for the straps. A little bit of definition lost on the back here, which didn't help the contrast paint sink in. But from the front, it looks fun. And you can see there is bear mitts, but he's taking them off to use his actual hands, because otherwise he wouldn't be able to use the gun at all. It's a fun miniature. I don't like any of the rest of the cosplay goons for Joker's crew. I don't like the Jared Leto Joker. So this is the only one I wanted to get, so it was perfect that I found just him online. But again, this is the old rendition, which is done in metal, not the plastic. So next up is they're from, well, the Bloodborne miniature game. They're the ones that hang around in Old Yarnum beneath the main city. Just 4 of them done in the exact same way. So I'll just kind of show them off and talk about them. I've forgotten what they're called within the game. I think they're called Male Beast Patients. I think so. I was gearing up to do this one, but sadly the Bloodborne playthrough has not been getting great views. So probably not going to prioritise doing anything more for this. But at least I managed to paint these 4 up. They're small and pretty quick to do. More or less used the same strategy I used for the Scourge Beasts. Basilicanum Grey, Skeleton Horde for the bandages, a little bit of Plague Bearer flesh for their green exposed brain, blood for the Blood Gods for the blood on the base as well, and then Agrax Shade over the top. And as I say, all 4 of them, when it decides to be in focus, there we go, done more or less the same. I randomised where the blood was. I wasn't trying to make them literally identical, just the same colour scheme more or less. The bandages weren't super well obvious. Like, I'm not sure where's supposed to be hair and where's supposed to be bandages on their arms. So I don't think I've stayed consistent with that on each of them. But you don't need to be super consistent, especially because they're so little. They're actually the only minion for the Bloodborne game that I've done all 4 of. I still have 1 Scourge Beast left. But, as I say, the series sadly has not been popular, so it goes down in the priority list. So all that's left is everything I wanted to paint for Aliens to allow us to get started with the game. You might be able to, no you can't quite see, but the box is just out of view there waiting. So for the first mission, 1 console was required, which is just, again, Grey Seer, with non-oil over the top, a little bit of green to make it look like it's got the green text on, and a couple of buttons there as well. That's just 1 console, it's all that's required. But then we have all the soldiers. So you're going to see a lot of Militarum green at work here. Although this also has some, there we are, some Space Wolves for the Denim one, Newt and Ripley. Some Nurgling, whatever it's called, the Games Workshop colour I'm blanking on. Is it Nurgling Flesh? No, it's not Nurgling Flesh. Oh, it's something like that. Either way, it's their kind of fluorescent green, just to show off their names to hopefully make them more visible. So that's Newt. She doesn't do much, and she's the objective for the first mission. Got to get into Hadley's Hope and save her. Ripley is going to be my hero for the playthrough. Militarum green on the pulse rifle, snakebite leather for her jacket, and again Space Wolves grey for her jeans, and a Agrax Urshade wash over the top. There's her name. We've got Hicks with his shotgun. Primed Fire again, Militarum green with some Leadbelcher silver and a wash over the top. Some splodges of snakebite leather on the green just to add kind of like a camo. And that's used for his shotgun holder in his back as well. He's kind of the backup hero, I guess. Vasquez with her smart gun, her gigantic smart gun and trademark red bandana. Smart gun is in Basilicanum grey with a few bits of Leadbelcher silver over the top. She's ready to blast some fools. And Guilliman Flesh is for all the flesh colours for all these soldiers as well. Then we have Hudson. Yep, double checking and remembering the names. Hudson with his motion tracker. Again, motion tracker is just in the Militarum green as well. They're coming out the walls, man. Then we have Frost with his flamethrower. I used the Fire Slayer flesh for Frost. I kind of wish I went a little bit of a darker tone because it looks too much like Guilliman Flesh for some reason. I guess because of like less area to see it. But either way, same colours for his armour. Flamethrower was treated more or less the same way as the pulse rifles as well. And again, there is his name on the base. And then finally, the most important soldier of all, definitely not a weenie, we have Gorman. Gorman. And he is modelled with just a rubbish pistol. So I'm spoiling the start of the campaign a little bit, but all he's going to be given is his little pistol. That's all he's going to have against an alien xenomorph threat. But yeah, he was super basic and quick to do. Militarum green for his military fatigues because he's got no special gear. Leadbelcher for the gun. Snakebite leather for his belt and holster. And then Agrat Surf Shade over the top. Simple as that. Done and easy. And that is going to do it for this week. They are now going to be moved over and moved onto the table. So hopefully you'll be able to see, at the very least, mission 1 of Aliens really soon. I've got hopefully enough of the xenomorphs assembled, although I'm not painting them, just so that we can get straight in. If you'd like to show me what you've been painting, feel free to do so on Twitter at GamerEND. For next time, I don't know, it depends what arrives. There's some stuff that we're waiting on at the end of the month, so I don't know, we'll have to wait and see. We'll keep it a surprise. There's going to be definitely some DC Universe, which is out of the ordinary. But beyond that, we'll just have to wait and see. Thank you very much for watching. I hope it encouraged you to get started on your grey piles of shame, get them painted. It's fun. And until next time, ta-ta for now.